Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing an updated candy corn eye look. I did one of these last year. Last year I used Juvia's Place palettes. I will link that video down below if you didn't see it or if you decide you don't like the palette that I'm using today. Today we are going to be using Jawbreaker. If you don't like Jeffree Star, I totally get it. I have this palette, I like this palette, and it had the colors in it that I wanted to use, so that's why we're using it. You can definitely substitute. Again, I did a similar look last year with different palettes, so again, I will link that down below, but you can use any orange, any yellow, any white you want. I liked this one because it had a matte orange, a matte yellow. I used the Jawbreaker shade, and then it also has a shimmery orange and a shimmery yellow that were also used. So that's why I used it, because it had everything in the one palette. But again, any orange, yellow, white, you could do it all matte. You don't necessarily have to do the lid and lower lash shimmery like I did. So definitely can be substituted. So again, if you don't like Jeffree Star, you don't want to use this palette, you don't like this palette, you don't like him, whatever your thoughts are, you can do it without this. I have it. I like it. I'm going to use it. Don't come for me in the comments, please. Okay. So anyways, we're going to do this look. I do face off camera. I am going to do highlighter and blush and lips on camera. One eye, skin I did off because it wasn't really pertinent. Yeah, make sure you subscribe. I have a bunch more Halloween themed videos coming up, so you won't want to miss those. This was a more wearable one. I have some more like costumey makeup coming. I did film 3 already. Yeah, I filmed 3 already, like costume style makeup. So yeah, there's more coming. Make sure you're subscribed, all that good stuff. And yeah, if you want to see how I got this super easy candy corn inspired autumn pumpkin spice look, then okay, just keep on. Hopefully you're close enough. I've got kind of a mess. I'll try and scooch you in a little bit more. We'll go right there. Okay, and I got brushes all over. Anyways, I did prime my lid, but I went back. Goodness, my filming list is attacking me here. I did go back in and put a little bit of concealer, so let me do that first before I forget. Yeah, I got a mess all over my desk. I just did a little dot. Yeah, probably like that. And I didn't use it to cut the crease for me. I'm gonna put that away so it's one less thing here. And I'm gonna just blend this out. So I just wanted to make sure my eyelid was as canceled out as it could be, and then it gives a little something more to cling to. Just because I wanted this to be as bright as it could be. I filmed some other stuff today, so I felt like my lid, because I used like burgundies, I felt like my lid was a little discolored, and that's why my lips look a little pinker, because the like fuchsia-y lipstick like stained them. So I just wanted to make sure I canceled out as much. I normally use the Jeffree Star shadows just fine with just my MAC paint pot, but like I said, I wanted to really make sure we were completely blanked out. So again, we're using Jawbreaker. You can use any orange you want. I haven't filmed the intro yet. I'm probably going to talk about this in the intro, but last year I used the Juvia's Place palettes, and I didn't want to do the same thing again. I'll link that video down below, but you can use any orange. So if you are anti Jeffree Star, you don't have this palette, you don't want this palette, you know, whatever your stance is, you can use any orange. It doesn't have to be this orange, this yellow, this white. These are just, I like this palette, and I like that there's an orange shimmer, yellow shimmer. Again, I'm probably repeating myself, but anyways, we're gonna go into Suck, which is this orange right here. And it's a matte, and I'm just using my Sigma E25. I use this all the time. It's my favorite Sigma brush ever. I talk about this probably in every video. I have 2 of them. I'm using more brushes for this look than I normally do. Usually I get away with doing looks with like 2 or 3, but I used a few more than I normally do. Again, it's probably not necessary, but I was having trouble getting the orange into my crease really well, because I didn't want to necessarily take it all the way over. So we're going into the crease, but I'm not going to go all the way because I do want a little bit of yellow closer to the front. I am going to use my NYX glitter primer, but the white, the little bit that's on the lid isn't a big deal. I don't go back in with concealer again, so you shouldn't worry about. The glitter primer does a good job of kind of canceling out that a little bit. And like I said, the shimmers go on fine and you can't tell. Which is normally, it's a lazy light cut crease. So we're gonna go in, and just using what's left over on the brush. I'm gonna blend that out a little bit. I debated about going in with a deeper shade in the outer corner. I didn't end up, I just left this orange. So if you want to deepen up the outer corner with like a black or a brown, you definitely can. And then I took a little bit, I went in with the pencil brush. And Wow, which is the yellow. Again, you don't have to use this yellow. And I took this down. And I use the pencil, but you don't have to use a pencil brush. I'm using a pencil brush because my eyes are so small and I had a hard time. I have some smaller fluffy ones, but they were still kind of big. So to bring that yellow down, I just went in with the pencil brush. And then the smaller, this is a little Luxie, like blending brush. I went in with a little bit from the Mini Breaker. I used Orange Crush, which I swear is almost the same color as Suck. It just, this has shimmer in it, because I brought this down a little bit. After I put it on, I was like, I think that's the same shade. This one just is glittery, which the glitter doesn't. So you can use the same orange. I just am repeating what I did on the other side for the sake of being cohesive. So that's all I used the Mini Breaker for. And like I said, after I did that, I was like, I think that's the same color. It's just that one has glitter flecks in it, which when you blend it out, don't stick around anyway. So I'm pretty sure that's the same shade. I haven't swatched them side by side, but I'm starting to think that they are. So, and then I just took this down a little bit. The yellow, kind of look in here, the yellow on this side kind of disappears a little bit. So I'm just trying to make sure they match. They're probably not identical. I probably took the orange on this side down a little farther, but it's all right. Okay, so I blended that out a little bit. And then this is just a little fluffy brush. I got this is from Lavish. It's just a tapered blending brush. I got it in a BoxyCharm. We're gonna go into Wow again, which is the matte yellow. The main reason I wanted to use this palette was because there was a matte orange and a matte yellow, and then a shimmery orange and a shimmery yellow, and then the white is also pretty in here. So that's, I think the look I did last year, I ended up using 2 different palettes. I don't remember. I will link my last year's candy corn video down below, but I'm pretty sure I used 2 Juvia's Place palettes. So I was trying to do a candy corn look with 1 palette. Like I said, I took that 1 shade out of the Mini Breaker, but once I did that, I realized you probably don't need to use the Mini Breaker. You can just use the orange out of this one. But again, I just repeated what I did on the other eye just for the sake. But yeah, that's my primary reason for picking the Jawbreaker. I do like this palette. Most of my rainbow looks are done with this palette, and it happened to have matte and shimmer colors, and I'm not having to really use multiple palettes. So we'll just pretend I didn't use the Mini Breaker. And then I'm gonna go back in with the orange, that same fluffy brush, just because I want, I'm trying to get rid of, there was a little bit of a line. When I was doing it on this eye, I had a little bit of an orange line for a little bit. So I want you to see the yellow, but I also want, obviously, to see the orange, but have them blended at the same time, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna go back in with a little bit more of the yellow just on the outer part out here, just so we can see it. And we're just blending again, and I'll put a little bit more. This isn't the most pigmented. I mean, it probably is would be a little more pigmented if I was using a packing brush, but it's not like pow right out of the gate, which is nice. It is buildable. So it made it easy to work with. These two shades, I felt like worked well together. I'm going to go back in with this Sigma brush and the orange and just put a little bit more in the crease, just because sometimes the color gets, when you're blending a lot, can get diffused, I guess would be the word. Okay, and I do have my color switch, so if you see me, that's what I'm doing down here. I'm doing something, seem like I'm doing something. I'm cleaning my brushes off in between. Okay, so that's all I did for the crease and the outer corner and all of that. So we've got the NYX glitter glue, my flat Morphe brush. This is a M170-2. Just put a little bit of this on here. And it's just gonna go on my lid up to where my eyelid bends. My eyes are hooded, so this is normally how I do a cut crease. It's kind of a lazy cut crease, but it's easier for me because my eyes are small, and I talk about this in videos. So if you watch all my videos, you're probably tired of me explaining this, but I occasionally will do an actual cut crease, but I have to be careful about how far I take it. I have small eyes. It ends up being a whole thing. So this is the easiest way for me to accomplish a cut crease if you're new here. I'm going to go in with Jawbreaker, which is the white. It's really, really pretty. I like the shade a lot. There's a pretty white in the Alien palette, but these are different. I did swatch them next to each other. I don't think on a video, but on my personal time, they are slightly different shades. This has kind of a gold undertone. I think Interstellar in the Alien palette's kind of got a warm undertone too, but they are different, but it's pretty. And I'm gonna clean up. I'll just go in with the pencil brush. I'm just gonna clean up with a little bit of transfer, and I'll do the same thing over here. It's just, again, from being hooded, and when my eyes are open, you can't tell anyway. Okay, so we did the white all the way over, and then I'm gonna go back in, and we're gonna do it on the inner corner as well, and bring it down a little bit, and I'm gonna drag that back over because it got covered up. I'll have to do that on this side probably too when we get to that point. Okay, from there, we're gonna go into Orange Juice, which is the shimmery orange. And I went in with my finger initially, and we're gonna, right on the edge where the white meets the matte orange, we're gonna pop that right there. And I'll go back over it a little bit with the brush in a moment. And then I'm gonna blend this in. I'm just dragging the white into the orange, not this way, go light to dark. It's probably hard to tell, but I'm dragging, picking up, dragging, picking up, so that I'm not like smearing. Just want it to blend. And again, we'll tap in a little bit more. But first we're gonna go into Lemon Drop, which is the shimmery yellow in here. And I tried doing this with my finger, but on the other side, but I ended up just using the brush. I found that it worked a little better. Right next to where that orange is. I think they like kind of blend in nicely. And same thing, we're gonna drag the white into the yellow a little bit. Make sure that's blended. Go back in to the orange, just a smidge. And then we're gonna go back into Suck, which is the matte orange. So it's really easy to blend these colors. Like I said, they just kind of diffused together nicely. We'll add a little bit more yellow. I initially wasn't gonna do all three on the lid, but I felt like it gave it a little something when you're looking. All right, and then on the lower lash, I'm using just a little smudger brush, and we're gonna take that orange juice shade, the shimmery orange, we're gonna do that one first. And the outer half is gonna be orange juice. And there is fallout. I'll come in with the brush and get most of that off. All the way to the edge, clean off. We're gonna go back in, same brush, into Lemon Drop, which is the shimmery yellow. And that's gonna go into the front half. I have concealer under my eyes, but it has been set. If you wanted this to be even brighter, you could put some primer down there and not set it, but I think they look plenty bright to me, so I'm just gonna kind of blend that yellow into the orange a little bit in the middle there. And then we'll take the little flat brush and a little bit of Jawbreaker just to make sure there's not like a line there. Okay. And then on, this is just like a shadow brush is what it's listed as. Back into Suck, which is the orange, and underneath, and you can tap a little bit if there's a little bit of skin showing, but from the outer corner underneath all the way across under those shimmers. So it's very smoked out. And I'm dipping in just because I just want a little bit, so I am dipping in a few times, but I'm not really touching it super hard just because I want to be able to control the amount that I'm putting, and then make sure it's going up into the outer corner. My eyes never look the same, but part of that, it's hard when you film one eye and you stop, or you do one eye and then you film the other eye. If you're doing them at the same time, it's a little bit easier, and that's it. That's all I did for the shadow. Very, very easy. And then under the brow bone, which brush was it? This is a little like smudger brush, and Jawbreaker, same shade. Did not use many shadows. Very, very easy. And then that fluffy brush with a little bit of the yellow, just so that there's not like a stripe. I like the shadow to kind of blend in with the brow bone highlight a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna throw on liner and my lashes, and we'll come back. In the waterline, I'll do it off camera, but I'm just using ColourPop's. This is in Punch, it's just the yellow one. I'm gonna put that in, but I'm gonna do liner and lashes. We'll come back and I will do blush and highlight and lips on camera, and then we'll be all done. So liner and lashes are on. Again, I have the ColourPop yellow in the waterline. My lashes are just my House of Lash in Bordeaux. I need to get some new ones because I've had this pair for a while and I keep limping them along, and the band's pretty like goopy, but I mainly wear them for filming. They're my favorite lashes. So I really need to order some new ones so I can throw that pair away because they're really on their last leg, but can't bring myself to yet. Anyways, so for blush, I was thinking, because I do have a couple of oranges that I like, but I got this in a boxy pop-up. This is from Alamar Cosmetics. This is the medium tan. I was thinking of taking this in Seclusion and mixing it with a little bit. This is a Lovecraft Beauty blush palette, and mixing a little bit of Daphne, I think is how you pronounce that. I don't know. I do have a straight like orange blush, but I thought I would try mixing these two together. I haven't used either one of the, oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's do highlight first. I do like doing highlighter before blush, so let's do that first. For highlight, I'm gonna use Jeffree Star's Mystery Frost. I got this in the Halloween subscription box last October. It looks like this. It's a pretty like orangey gold shade, so I thought it would be appropriate with the candy corn, because I don't really have an orange highlighter. I have gold highlighters, but this was as close as I could get, and I do like this. I don't use it often because of the shade, but I do like this highlighter. See, it's a little warmer of a gold. It's not like a champagne gold, but it's not necessarily a yellow gold. I don't know. It's got a pretty reflect to it, so I figured, wasn't necessarily because I was using the Jawbreaker palette. It was more so because this is a candy corn look, and I thought this was as close. Trying to keep with the like orange, autumn, pumpkin spice feel. So we'll put a little bit on the nose. I do use this occasionally, not all the time just because of the shade, but it's a little warmer toned than like a traditional champagne gold. So I thought it would be pretty. So we did that. Okay. Now I got my blush ready. Okay, I mixed those two and we're gonna go in. I like doing the highlighter first because I feel like doing the blush, you don't want the Neapolitan cheek, and I feel like this help blends. This was a pro tip when I went to a makeup class when I was in beauty school, and I do like it. So I generally do highlight then blush. I do contour, bronzer, highlight, and blush. And the blush blends in with where my bronzer is, so you don't have a stripe, and then it helps because you don't want the highlight to like sit on the top of the cheek. And then I do use setting powder after, and then I'm just gonna go in maybe a little, we'll do a little bit of both, just on the tip, my nose. I'll do a little bit here. I like to throw a little bit of blush, the outer part of the temple. I don't know if that even did anything. Maybe, I can't tell. It looks, I can see it now. Okay. I mean, you want to see it, but you don't want to see it, if you know what I mean. Okay. So there we are with that. That's pretty. I like that blush combo. It's definitely peachier. It's not like straight orange. I do have like straight orange blush, but I didn't want it to look, with the eyes being so obviously Halloween. I mean, you can do straight orange and keep it really cohesive, but I'm filming this at the end of August, so don't necessarily want to scream like clown makeup. I wanted this to be a little more wearable too, making sure the lighting sometimes will wash the blush out, and I'll like put more on and then I go in the bathroom and I'm like, whoa, I didn't need that much, but I think in person it looks fine. Okay, let me do setting spray really quick because I have not done that yet. I'm going to use, it's in the Urban Decay All Nighter, but this is actually the Tarte Make It Last, I think. The mist on their bottle was fine, but mine was leaking like every time, like from the spray nozzle, it would leak. And I felt like I was wasting product, so I poured it when this ran out. I do have another one of these, but instead of opening it, I was like, I'm never going to use the Tarte one because it's leaking. So I just poured it in here. So I'm trying to use it up in that bottle. I did put some like lip, I don't know, what did I put on? This is the Akar Lip Restoration. I had this on while I was doing my makeup and this eye and filming and all that, and you can see my lips are still stained pink. But I'm going to go in with, this is the Long Lasting liquid lipstick. I was going to use Miami Fever, but I'm thinking. I changed my mind. I was going to use Miami Fever. It's definitely more orange, but it doesn't dry down completely. I think, because I have to pick my daughter up later, I'm going to leave this makeup on. I think I'm going to do my Too Faced Pumpkin Spice. This is the mini from like 2 years ago. This is obviously a little more nude, but this will dry down completely. I'm just thinking like, I'm not going to take this makeup off, so I'm thinking long-term wearability. So I'll go with this one instead. Yeah, I was going to go a little more orange and use Miami Fever, but like I said, that one does not dry down completely. It is long lasting, like you can go all day without touching it up, but you are gonna, like when you drink, or you can have some transfer with it. So I'm just thinking long term. practicality, I have to go over and cut my father-in-law's hair and dye my mother-in-law's hair. We're getting ready to go out of town. My daughter early there, like, maybe I want something that's going to dry down completely. So that's the only reason for that, because I do like that shade a little bit better, like for this look, just because it is a little bit more orange. But I would say this is a little bit more wearable than Miami Fever, just because it leads a little more brown than Miami Fever. I overdrew this side a little bit. Now let's try and make my lips look the same. I don't ever intend to overdraw it, just I don't wear lipstick often, and sometimes it's an accident. So yeah, I'm not purposely trying to overdraw. But because I did it on one side, now I want my lips to look relatively, and they're still not. I might have to go in with some concealer and clean that side up. But yeah, this is the finished look. Let me know what you guys thought. Like, it's super easy. We didn't use a ton of shades. And again, you can use any orange, any yellow you want. It does not have to be this palette or these shades. Like I said, I will link my video from last year down below. I believe it was 2 different palettes from Juvia's Place. So you could definitely use those again and do a very similar look. I just liked that this had some more like shimmer options in those colors. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Let me know what you thought of the finished look. And definitely make sure you are subscribed, because I have a lot more Halloween videos planned. And yeah, everybody stay safe, and hopefully I will see you in another video very, very soon. Bye, everybody.